That Metal Interview.
Welcome back to That Metal Interview podcast with your host, James, all the way from the state of Texas, the beautiful state of Texas, that is, in the U.S. of A. And a big shout out to everybody listening and tuned in to our podcast from all around the globe. People listening in China, Japan, Australia, and everybody in Europe, of course, Russia, and let's mention South America. All our friends in Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Mexico, and of course the U.S. of A. and Canada. And of course, there's many, many countries, and we welcome everybody. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you for listening to our podcast on whichever format you use, whether it's Spotify or YouTube or whether it's Pandora or whichever. Thank you guys. Podbean, I'm sorry. So, we welcome our guest for this episode, a lady by the name of Marta Gabriel. Marta Gabriel is the lead front woman for the badass band of Crystal Viper. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Crystal Viper put out an album earlier this year, 2021, an album by the name of The Cult. And that's some badass stuff right there, too, of course. And right now she's promoting her new album entitled Metal Queens. Check it out, pick it up, stream it, download it, support Mrs. Gabriel's solo project, Metal Queens. And talk about some badass stuff, man. Marta Gabriel is a very, very talented woman, and she plays. Not only does she sing, but she plays guitar and she plays bass. Is that a talent or what? Anyways, she'll talk to us about her career, her duet with Todd Michael Hall, Shallow, A Star Is Born, 2 years ago. She'll talk about that duet with Mr. Hall. But before we continue, as you guys know, I usually play a song from our guest. Let's check out Mrs. Gabriel's video and song for Count Your Blessings. This is released sometime, maybe like 2 months ago, off the album Metal Queens. And we hope you guys like this song. It's a badass jam. And I just want to mention that also Crystal Viper, man, you guys check out her band, right? So check out Crystal Viper. They also have some badass music. So anyways, off of Listenable Records, Metal Queens album, check it out. Here is Count Your Blessings, Marta Gabriel. We'll be right back. Count Your Blessings indeed. An awesome rock metal song by Marta Gabriel of Crystal VIPER. Off of Listenable Records, Metal Queens for you guys. Pick it up, stream it. There's that badass jam right there, Count Your Blessings, amongst other badass songs. And Mr. Eric Juris played lead and rhythm guitars there. And Cedric Forsberg played drums. And of course, produced by and mastered by her husband, Bart Gabriel. The great musician of Bart Gabriel, her husband, of course. Speaking of husbands and wives, that's so cool, man. Marta Gabriel has her husband producing and mixing, man. Wow. And also, I believe he's in the band too. So just check it out. She'll tell you about that. All about her new project and all about Crystal VIPER. And let's check out the interview with Mrs. Gabriel. Enjoy. How's everything over there going on with the pandemic and all that?
Here in Poland, it changes from 1 week to another. You cannot be sure what will happen within the next few days. And the other thing is that we have such a horrible political situation in Poland at this moment. So, yeah, could be better, to be honest.
Wow, it's just a bad situation all over the world, I guess. The whole political and pandemic. So, anyways, so let's speak of your new album, Metal Queens, out now. Listenable Records, badass heavy metal. Good job, awesome. Can you talk to us about this album?
After with Crystal VIPER last year, after we released our newest album, The Cult. After this album was ready,
The Cult, yeah.
And it was ready in August last year. And we started to work on some additional musical projects, and on which we are working on even right now. I had this idea to release such an album, Metal Queens, with cover songs of my, favorite songs from the 80s, heavy metal songs with female vocalists. And the truth is that I wanted to do that because, first of all, I love to record cover songs. Secondly, these are one of my very, very favorite songs. This is the music that I listen on daily basis. Classic heavy metal is a genre of metal that is closest to my heart. This is something that I really love to listen and I enjoy listening to every single day.
Yeah.
I like other genres of metal as well, because I listen to death metal, black metal. I love hard rock music. I like some, symphonic rock stuff as well. But this classic heavy metal, especially from the 80s, has been always my favorite one. And the other thing is that for me personally, this album is a kind of paying tribute to my favorite artists, to my favorite singers, and so on. It's also my way to show to my listeners, especially to younger fans, what are my musical roots, what is my musical DNA, where I'm coming from musically. And the other thing is that, recording cover songs, it's actually a lot of fun, because I believe every person on earth has his own favorite song, and this person is singing this song, while cooking the dinner or taking a shower or something like that.
Yeah.
But when you are a musician, you can do something more. You can sing it alone at home, but you can also sing it on the rehearsals. You can record your favorite cover song and put it on your album. You can perform this song live, and then there's a double fun for you and for your audience, because in my case and in Crystal VIPER case, we always record cover songs of an artist that influenced us musically. So our audiences also, I suppose, they know the cover songs that we are playing live. So it's a double fun for us and for people who are standing in front of stage. There are only pros, when it comes to recording cover songs. And the other thing is that after the Cult album was ready last year, we didn't wanted to sit down on our asses and to be like, okay, we are bored, there's nothing else to do. We found a million things to do musically, and Metal Queens was one of those ideas to stay active musically.
That's cool. I mean, what that means is you're a rock fan, a rock metal fan, just like everybody else is, right?
Yes, of course. And that's why this COVID situation is literally killing me, because I cannot go to live shows to see my favorite bands performing live and so on. I cannot tour with my own band. And it's not only about, performing on stage myself, because the truth is, when we were touring with Crystal Viper, there were always possibilities to see other bands on stage and to enjoy live shows of other bands, but because this is what we fans do, right? We are enjoying someone else's music. We love to watch our favorite bands on stage and so on. And right now, it's not that possible as it was in the past. And I really hope that this will change, especially because with Crystal Viper, we played only 3 live shows this year, and it was 1 week ago. 1 week ago, we played a very short tour here in Europe, and these were our first live shows since 16 months, and it was the first time for us actually that we've seen each other finally, because we live in different countries.
Yeah.
We live in 3 different countries, and because of this COVID pandemic, it was impossible for us to see each other for such long time, and it's because these COVID regulations are different for all the countries for all the time. So, for example, you can cross border and you can go to Czech Republic, but for example, you cannot go to Germany, and it keeps on changing from 1 month to another. And last year it was even worse.
Oh, that must be hard. Wow. There's a couple of concerts going on in the U.S. here. There's I'm sure you've seen online. There's a couple of tours, and